It's important to care for your mental health as much as you care for the vanity on Instagram. Because when my parents separated, I knew I needed therapy. It was a lot that I was putting on myself. That's the space he gave me as a father.
Shruti, this time, what's happening after this whole lockdown and how has life changed post the pandemic?
Well, life has changed in so many ways. I'm sure it has for everyone else as well. But for me, it's really been, I was already in a path of kind of connecting with myself. So the pandemic and the isolation helped me to really hone in into who I was and what I want artistically, professionally, personally. So it's been a great time of growth for me personally.
In lockdown, a lot of people went through different kinds of emotions. What was your mental state during this? How did you take care of it?
I was already in therapy and it was ongoing for almost 3 years. So it was just the continuation of that. So I had a therapist already. So for me, I had like a really easy deal because I was completely alone. It was just me and my cat Clara. So from here, I went to Hyderabad. I drove cross country. Again, over there, it was just me. I didn't meet anyone, nothing. So it was just a very isolating experience, yes. But I've always enjoyed my own company, and that took a while to get there. To say I'm comfortable being alone. A lot of people aren't comfortable being alone. I was one of them, and I'm so glad that this happened when I'd already been in a process of understanding that.
You're in a better place.
Better
already.
place to handle it, definitely.
You said you started therapy 3 years back. What made you start therapy? Because, I kept delaying it. I thought I will handle it. It's okay, I will do it. I'll do it. And then it reached one point where I said, I can't deal with it anymore and I need help. So when did that happen to you? When did you reach the point where you thought one day that I need help?
I went to therapy the first time when I was a teenager because when my parents separated, I knew I needed therapy. Not only that, I was a psychology student myself. I was going to continue. Yeah. But it's funny, right? We know all of it, but it takes us time to get there ourselves, right? So that was just suggested at the point. Wonderful therapist, but it was, what do you even, like, I was like, what do I even talk about to a person that's been suggested by the people who are part of the situation? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It was very weird. Then I always stress to people, it's also sometimes therapy doesn't work because you've not gelled with the person. It's a very wonderful relationship to build, therapist and client. But there needs to be chemistry, just like a friendship, just like a marriage, just like a professional partnership. And a lot of people are like, oh, it didn't work for me. It's like, no, maybe you need a therapist. You need to be clear about what you want, even in terms of, do I want my therapist to be male or female? Do I want them to be of a certain age? What do they specialize in? And that research is important to help you determine how the process can go. I was very clear I wanted someone outside of India for a number of reasons that are obvious. Because I always had a sense of fear of talking about my life to someone from here. Yeah. And of course, there's a client confidentiality that no therapist worth their salt would ever breach, but and I wanted her to be female for sure. Yeah. So I think that a lot of people need to look into it and then say, it's not some flaw in me. In fact, it's a strength to be able to talk about me and delve further into me. It's just like getting a master health checkup, really. Yeah. Because we live in a construct now that is so about level up. I'm okay. Things are fine.
You will be fine. Just talk to me.
You are incompetent if you can't figure it out. Nah, I don't know. I've thrown that out of my life. I do what's good for me, basically.
So tell me, how have you seen therapy helping you over the years?
For me, therapy has helped is through my anxiety, first of all. I had suffered greatly and I still have bouts of anxiety, but I now have the toolkit to deal with them, and that's what therapy gives you.
Yeah.
It gives you a toolbox. So nobody is saying you go to therapy and it's a magical cure-all solution. No. But it gives you something so valuable, which is your own bespoke, customized toolkit to deal with your own life. So I really, really have benefited greatly from this toolkit and applying it to my life, and it has very much helped me connect and love myself and be patient with myself.
But what are your triggers? Like anxiety have triggers, no?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you ask that because my daily triggers, I have high functioning anxiety. Well, what do you say? Individuals like me also have a very high sense of how we want to do things right,
Yes.
right?
I know what you're saying.
And I vibrate like a very tightly wound guitar string, like, you know, just at that point where I go into work, and a lot of the times, you know, my sleep hours, my haven't got a workout in, it can get really triggering. And when I'm functioning at that, and then I also felt always since I was younger that I don't have leeway or room to mess up. Because I've been born into privilege, my surname, I have to be good, I have to be liked, I have to be it was a lot that I was putting on myself. And even today, the pressure I feel is of, I'm doing my best, I'm okay, right? And then when people don't seem to care about that, it almost instantly triggers my anxiety. Yeah.
Like you said, you know, it's a lot of pressure. You know, when as a child, when you feel that kind of pressure, what kind of support have you got from your parents? How have you and your parents dealt with it? That kind of pressure.
I don't think I ever spoke to my parents about it.
Oh.
Because I knew it was coming because of them. And I think I was sensitive enough as a kid not to do that. My neutralizing elements were my school and my friends and their homes where it didn't matter. That was actually, and those homes are still the homes I can call and go to. They're still my safe havens. Yeah.
Where they don't judge you for
No.
who your parents are.
No, not at all.
Tell me, Shruti, after so much, like you have seen the media blowing up things, headlines about your parents separating, there are so many things. How did you make a decision to be a part of this industry?
The being famous part, the being interviewed part, someone asking me about me, it genuinely never occurred to me. And I remember when I first started working and my movie came out and it happened, I don't know how silly I was to think that that it would be, And then I was like, oh my God, I'm actually kind of bad at this. And I'm like, I don't want to tell you things because you seem like, you know, it took me a long while to get comfortable with it and to be myself. Truly just like to be myself. And I feel that was not the motivating factor at all. I just knew I wanted to be an artist. And now I can use these communications with the right people such as yourself as a positive thing, as a fun conversation. But it never felt fun back then.
Yeah.
Always had that slight tinge of the anxiety I got before a history exam I'd not prepared for enough. Yeah.
Can you go back as a teenager and tell me what has been the most difficult part when it comes to mental health for you?
Not being able to speak. I'm very vocal and articulate now with my feelings. I wasn't so at all, not till I was even 24, 25. So that was a lot of years to be keeping a lot of things inside. I was very quiet. I didn't know how to speak out what I was feeling, not to my friends, not
Sister?
to... No, maybe my sister only. But she's my younger sister, so there was, you know, I wouldn't be like, here's my problems, you know.
Vent.
Yeah. So that's where poetry came into my life because that's the only place I would speak. Yeah.
Have you ever sat with your parents? Like you said, you never spoke to your parents about how you felt. Sat with your dad or your mom and spoken about how you feel?
I think my dad, yes, maybe in the past 5 years. The communication was as adults. Like two adults sitting down and speaking versus, and that's the space he gave me as a father. I still haven't done it with my mum, but I've definitely done it with my father. And he's a very, very sensitive person who took the time to sit down and listen to my point of view about my life, my childhood, my future expectations of my own life. And he's really been that person I can speak to when I need to.
So that's happened in the last 5 years?
Yes.
Because you are a champion of, you know, mental health, always been there talking about it. any suggestion for people out there?
I would say to people that it's important to speak. It's important to care for your mental health as much as you care for the vanity on Instagram and the clothes you wear and the cool things to say. Mental health and caring for that and taking the time to talk is way more important than any of those other things.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shruti.
Thank you.